Hello, I'm sorry that I'm recording this in English, but definitely is better than me trying to record it in French. I thought I would make a video presentation for the results of this month's competition. I think it gives me more ability to talk about the pictures than if I write just a sentence or two. So the presentation, I'm going to show the top 10 images from this month's competition. The theme was Jeux de lumières, which is, I think, quite a strong theme. And as a result, I think that I considered the theme very clearly when judging the pictures. And the order would have been, I'm sure, very different had the competition just been without a theme. So I took this very importantly in the competition. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Alex Mustard. That's not a picture of me above my name, but many of you probably know me from my book. This is a French edition on the screen, but also in English is called Underwater Photography Masterclass. Or maybe you have seen my pictures in some places. Also, I'm well known as the organizer, founder, and chair of the judges for a big international photography competition called Underwater Photographer of the Year, or UPY, as we say in English. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of the presentation. In this month's contest, we have 31 entries, and I'm going to show my favorite 10 of those and talk a little bit about them. So the top 10 starts with this image. And for me, this really is an amazing image, an amazing scene, something that all of us would love to experience. Is a female humpback whale and calf. And I presume that the whale at the bottom of the picture is a male escort. And then not only do you have the 3 humpback whales, you also have a pair of dolphins bow riding on the humpback. So really an incredible image, an incredible moment. I think something that everybody who has ever been underwater would love to see. So it's really a great image, and I really congratulate the photographer. For me, is placing in number 10, not because of its quality as a photograph, but its relevance to the category. And I think in the category or about light, about playing with light, about games with light, I think this picture just has a standard lighting. So it's an incredible picture, but really not fitting well the theme. But I hope we see this picture again many times in contest because it's really incredible. Okay. Also outside of the top 5, we have this picture. This picture, I don't know who made these images. I tried to judge the contest blind. I know they were uploaded in posts where you could read the photographer's name, but I tried to download the pictures and I put them all in one folder and I judged them without names. This picture here is taken with the ice. From the look of the ice, to me, it looks like it's in ocean ice, it's not lake ice. And I would guess is a northern ice rather than a southern ice from the shape of the ice, but that's just a guess. It's a very beautiful scene with depth to it, with the different layers, and has a beautiful sunburst in the background, which makes it fit to the theme, and with the interesting shapes. I think that for me, the background of the image, the ice and the sunburst are really fantastic. The foreground of the image is not so interesting. There's just this layer of ice in the bottom right hand corner, and I think this picture with a more interesting foreground, with some of the amazing shapes that you see in the background ice, I think this picture would have been a really, really amazing. But just needs, for me, a slightly better foreground, and then it would have finished much higher up. This picture is a very simple image, but is definitely completely on the message of the theme, and it shows how even with a very simple scene, I'm guessing this is maybe a Donny in the Maldives or something from the shape of the boat. But for me, the use of the light, the capturing of the light is very beautiful in this picture. I love the shadow of the boat that you see also on the sea surface. So you see the shape of the boat, and then you also see its shadow coming towards the camera, which I think makes a nice effect. And then with really beautiful sun rays all around. It's a simple shot, but there's no doubt it's very effective. I don't have any criticism of this image. If it's the category, and it fits and is very nicely produced. It's just there was stronger, more interesting frames than this one, which takes us to this picture here. I'm presuming is a freshwater image, and it has very, very nice light beams. The way the sun is broken by the tree, creating all these different layers of light beams. It's always a great environment where when you have trees overhanging water to make beautiful pictures of broken sunbeams. And the atmosphere, or the interest by the algae is plants actually, the plants growing on the bottom of the river or lake are also very, very add a nice interest, a nice color palette to the picture. The color mix of green and blues makes for a very relaxing image. So it feels like a very nice place to be and spend time. So very nice image. Okay. And now, I mean, I can see it's by Gilles. This one from the name. A very nice image here of caves. I think this is Shab Claudia in your Fury Shoal in the Red Sea. And but it's a very nicely produced image to create atmosphere. I think that the atmosphere of the dark cave with the beams of light in the two windows creates a nice composition, and then the placing of the diver for me works very well with them looking up. The eye line of the diver really helps light up the mask, which gives this diver a face. And then the colour of the wetsuit of the diver, or the rash vest of the diver, I think it creates a very nice red-orange highlight in this otherwise monochromatic blue image. So the whole picture has a quality of presentation to it that I think is makes it very strong, and was close to being in the top 5. But now we are into the top 5 images. I was asked to pick 5, but I chose 10. But now into the top 5. In 5th place is this image here. It's a very seemingly simple shot. Is a self-portrait of a photographer swimming over the sand. But it is a picture that for me has a lot of humour. It has a lot of creativity and vision to see this opportunity. First of all, it's taken in very beautiful conditions, no wind, creating these very nice sun patterns on the seabed, probably on a morning dive from the angle of the sun. And the diver has done well to spot this opportunity. I think that many people would miss the chance to make an image like this. I like the size of the diver, and particularly the shapes created by the sunbeams on the seabed. I would imagine also that the diver, they had to be very careful with their breathing to make this picture, because when you breathe out in these conditions, you start to disrupt the surface, and you therefore disrupt these light patterns and how strong your shadow is on the seabed. My only criticism of this picture, which I really like, is simple but very well done, is I think maybe a vertical composition would have been stronger, because then you could still have all the sand and the diver in the bottom half of the frame, but you could have also a view into the background, which we have a little bit here in the top left, but I think there is more scope to have this diver and more background in the composition, and create a really, really interesting image. But yeah, it's a very, very nice shot and very well done. It's very deserving to be in the top 5. Also now in the top 5 in 4th position is this beautiful image of these batfish underneath a jetty. The visibility looks fantastic, so my guess would be maybe it's in French Polynesia, but I don't know where it's taken. The batfish create very nice shapes, and the light in the background is very attractive. And for me, this picture is a very, very strong image, but it's perhaps not so much on theme. There's, of course, beautiful light in this picture, as beautiful as many of the other pictures we've already seen. But I don't think that this whole picture is really saying to me, games or playing with light, in the same way as some of the others. So, but it's such a beautiful picture, I had to include it in the top 10. A very nice shape in the school, and very beautiful sunlight as well. So it's a very nicely produced underwater photo. Okay, into the top 3. Hopefully you're feeling the pictures are getting better and better and better. I hope it continues. In third place is this image here by Emilio, and is I presume is taken in Mexican cenote or something similar. And the light beams in this, and the idea of the photographer to shoot down into the water with the beams coming around them, is very striking. I mean, it's a beautiful, eye-catching image, nicely processed, nicely produced. I really like the color balance with the dark blues, the light blues, the blacks. Has a very, very nice feeling to it, and is really a very striking composition. And the diver is very well placed in the picture, creating a nice feeling. Also, the photographer has done well to, a photographer and the diver in there have done well to wait till there are no bubbles coming up through the water from the diver to make this image. I would really like to have seen this picture, maybe the photographer to stay in this place and maybe to find a freediver or someone to model in this picture. I think a freediver swimming not towards the camera as the diver is here, but across the picture would create a really stunning image in these light beams. In the same place, just imagine a horizontal freediver rather than a vertical diver, and it would be an incredible image. Okay, and now we have second place. So second place in the contest goes to this image here of a ghost pipefish photographed against a leaf. I've seen this technique done quite a lot, but I think it's a very accurate technique for using on this theme. I think it really hits the theme exactly on the head, and I think this is a picture in another contest, maybe a bit lower down, because I've certainly seen this effect done a lot. But I think in this case the effect is done very, very nicely. I really like the textures of the leaf, the way that you see the different, it almost looks like a mosaic in the leaf with the patterns, is very attractive. And the choice of subject, the ghost pipefish, which is instantly recognizable to a photographer, is a very good choice of macro subject for this type of image. So all in all, for me, is a very, very attractive, well taken image that really works very well as a composition, and works especially well in this theme. So it was a very deserving runner-up, which just leaves now our winning image. And first place in the competition this month is this image here. This image here is obviously made in a swimming pool. Made in a swimming pool where there's just a small amount of light streaming through the pool, creating these beautiful patterns, these rainbows of refraction, I would call them, on the seabed as the light is split like as is refracted through the surface as it would in a prism, and creating these light patterns on the surface of the swimming pool. I think the treatment and the processing of very underexposing the image creates a very original, very abstract underwater photograph that for me has a lot of graphic strength with these very strong triangle of light going through the composition. But also it has also a very intriguing image that makes you look and look and look again, trying to get your bearings on exactly what you're looking at. It's a very original underwater image, and of course is completely on the theme of this contest. So very original, very eye-catching, graphically very strong, and completely on the theme of the contest. So for all these reasons, he's big. He's a very clear winner for me. I felt that all the top 5 were very memorable images. The top 3 were all very strong images, and this picture was a very deserving winner. So I hope that you enjoyed this run through the pictures, and I hope you enjoy that you had the chance to hear me speak about them rather than just write a few notes and show you the top 5. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.